I've done this workshop about all over the United States. Fortunate or not fortunate, I got a torn rotator cuff and I had to give up the accordion for 15 years. So at our store, we had the Lowry organ program for 15 years. And I went around to all the stores doing workshops. So I had the opportunity to do workshops like, yeah, were you here the other day for this one?
I was not, sir.
Oh, well,
That's
please.
why I came back.
Okay. Okay.
I apologize for that, but I got.
This, at all, we had 8 stores at that point. And I just went around to the stores and did workshops. So I learned an awful lot about this and I had a lot of fun. Then Lowry asked me, they said, we want you to come to our extravaganzas in Chicago and Las Vegas, and we want you to do your shtick there. So I did, all right? And these are senior citizens. Of course, we're all senior citizens around here. Tell them we're talking. These are senior citizens.
Middle age.
Yeah, middle age, all right?
The new old age.
Some of them only been playing, let's say, the organ for 6 months.
Yeah.
So they haven't been playing as long as you folks here, and I could get everybody to do it, everybody, all right? All right, let's take a look at this. This is kind of what we call quick memorization, and you were absolutely right over there when you said, I'm only gonna memorize it for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You're right, because if you don't play it after you memorize it, if you don't play it over and over, and play it a few times that day, and then play it the next day and the next day, and then you can start skipping a couple of days, you're gonna forget it. Ralph, I know you weren't here for this one, here. How to memorize a song in 5 minutes?
So I need that.
Yeah, you need that. Now, you know about 1,200 songs, what the hell are you talking about? All right.
It's 1200, it's hard.
Remember what note and chord the song starts on and ends on. If you are in the key of C, 90% of the time the beginning chord is C. And over 50% of the time, the first note is C. Pretty simple. Now, if you're in the key of F, the same thing applies, or in the key of G, obviously, all right? You must memorize the scale and the dynamic. Memorize the scale, and I'm gonna use this a little bit. Is this a little better? Yeah.
Better for your
Should we
voice too.
close the door or leave it cracked, or
What's that?
should we close the door or leave it cracked?
No, there might be people that come in late, so we'll keep it like this until somebody complains next door or whatever. Memorize the scale and the rhythmic flow of the song. That's very important to know. Does the notes move up? Do they move down? What are the rhythms that you're dealing with? Learning the chord progressions of a song. I think all of us here know that our left hand is set up beautifully, like the circle of fifths. And you know, if you're in the key of C, the most important chords are the 1, 4, 5. So in the F, you just go down to the F and then you go up to the G. So they're right next to one another, which is wonderful. So learning the chord progressions helps. Start with a couple of measures or short phrases at a time. Memorize where the melody repeats itself. When you are first memorizing, keep turning the page over to see how far you can go without looking. And you always go back to the beginning. You might memorize 4 or 5 measures, turn it back over, let's see if you can play it, then go to another 4, turn it back over, do that 4, and then start from the beginning again and do the whole 8. And that's the process that you do to memorize a song. Memorize other important markings, expression, dynamics at the same time. You can memorize quickly, but go over the song every day so you can retain it. Exactly what we talked about. Now, we are not going to memorize a concerto here this morning, all right? You have to start with simple folk songs. You have to. And you should start with songs that have 3 chords, maybe C, F, and G. You've got to start simple. And then you build up as you go along, all right? Okay, now this point here, I need a volunteer. Who has trouble memorizing? Is there anybody in this room that has trouble memorizing a song? What's that? You do. Terrific. Terrific. All right.
I know.
Okay.
I'm afraid of.
Okay, that's all right. Okay. Will you come up and help us a little bit? Shops, plus doing about 10 minutes at the end. I do want to do the end of this because I want to go into a few things for you. show you how I teach. All right, it's different, it's quite different, all right? How to fake a song. Well, if you notice on the paper there, it talks about understanding perfect pitch and relative. Does anybody have perfect pitch in here? Perfect pitch means that you can.
On a good day, yeah.
What?
On a good day.
On a good day. Well, you either have it or you don't have
Yeah,
it.
I know it.
And there's only 1 in 10,000 people that have perfect pitch. Why do I know that? Because I evaluated in the first 40 to 50 years of our business, 55,000, this is a correct number, students. And we had up to 1,800 students at one time.
How many
So-
teachers for 1,800?
What's that?
How many teachers for 1,800 students?
Oh, God, I don't know, probably 60. We have a 600 or 700 now, we have 35 teachers, so, you know. So, and it just depends, you know, back then people were doing it full-time. Now today, a lot of teachers are just doing it part-time. All right, my son Anthony has perfect pitch. Started on the accordion at 4.5, was coming through the band room, whatever we did for accordions, we'd been playing in bands, we did for guitar. And the kid is playing it over there, he's strumming accordion, he said to his father, he said, "Dad, that's a G chord." I said, "What?" I said, "How do you know that's a G chord?" He said, "Because I can hear it."
Wow.
He said, because when I play in the left hand and I play the chord, I can hear the G chord.
Wow.
He is so good that we're on the airplane coming from the NAMM show in California. He wants to learn a song, he's got his headphones on. He's literally writing the chord changes in the notes. I'm talking chord changes, C13, C9 with a flat at 5. I mean, he's writing the chords down. He hears all the chords and writing the melody down as fast as he can. That's the good news. He can't play a piano out of tune. He can't go ahead and put the transposition.
See,
None
that's
of these.
what's so hard, because then you start playing in the key you're hearing.
Well, that's right. And if you put the transposition button on your instrument and you have perfect pitch, you can't do that.
It's hard.
No, you can't. You just can't do it. They can't do it at all.
No.
Because they're looking at the notes and they're hearing differently, and that's
You're
it.
looking at the music. And
That's
you're-
right. So that's great, but there's problems with it. Start with easy folk songs. Same thing we did for this. In order to do this, you need to hum a song.
Sam,
Yes.
Did we get a word on relative
Yeah,
pitch yet?
that's it.
Oh,
Did you say?
okay, yeah, why not?
Yeah, I don't understand
Sure.
the difference.
Relative means that if you work hard enough at it, you can develop relative pitch. What I'm going over today is to help you and to give you the tools and the ingredients to develop relative pitch. How's that? So I will improve. If you try this and you go practice, I will improve your relative pitch
It's
when you get
described
done with
here.
this workshop.
Mhm.
All right? Yeah, thanks for keeping me on my toes, huh? In order, play right hand melody first and determine the direction of the note, up or down. Same thing we do for memorizing. Advanced level students, if you don't have perfect pitch, find the first note of the song, and if it's not in the key, use transposition button to get you there. This will allow you to sing in the key that's comfortable for you. Because in faking, you're singing and you're playing and you're trying to song out. If this is not possible, you have to change the key that you're playing in. Knowing the C scale, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Solfege is wonderful for faking a song. It's a better system than C, D, E, F, G, and so forth in the United States. The solfege, of course, is still used in Europe a lot in teaching. Learn your intervals. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th octave. And familiar songs to know how many notes the melody jumps up or down. Okay, does everybody know what an interval is here? Okay. Yep, okay, difference between notes. All right, at this point, I'm gonna need to do just a little bit of this. And I gotta move this around just a bit. What did I knock over?
Your flash.
You dropped the flash drive right under
Oh,
your
my
left foot
God.
there.
I put them on the stand so I wouldn't lose them, now I just.
How's that work exactly?
Did you forget where it was?
Hey, don't get, gang, don't get old. But it's better than the alternative, right?
Amen to that.
All right. Now, if you relate these intervals to songs, you can memorize it a lot quicker, and you can hear it better. All right, so we're gonna talk about a second, and, second, C to D. What song is that? What song?
Chopstick.
Chopsticks. Okay, simple. If we wanna do a third, Brandy just did it. Oh, Sam, you just missed it. Da, 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 da. Saints go marching in. Da, 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 da. If you want to do a fourth,
Or here comes.
Old
the
Lang
light.
Syne, right? Or Love Me Tender, all right? A fourth. Right? Star Wars. It's the next note, it's a fifth.
Yeah, fifth, you said fourth.
Da, 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 okay? A sixth. Are you guys too young to remember that?
Oh.
NBC.
Oh.
Yeah.
Da, da, da. Oh my God, they played that for years and years and years, right? Okay, all right.
Lawrence Welk closing song.
That's right, that's it.
Had that sixth
Yep,
right at the
yep.
beginning, yeah.
Now, how about
Hardest
this
thing
one?
for me to learn.
Major seventh. West Side Story, Maria, right?
Right.
Okay, let's go on to da da. What? Is that simple when you put it in those kind of terms? Oh my God, you guys were even knew the song before I played the third note. You could hear it, all right?
Right.
So when you're starting to fake a song, this is how you do it. Can you do it going down? Sure.
Mhm.
Now is the hour. Right? Da, da. It's a major third, all right? And if we go to that was a sixth. Down a sixth. You can do it down a fourth, you can do it for everything. I didn't do every single one, but this is how you do it. Let's turn the page. Everyone understand that? I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Circle of fifths. I think you guys have seen this before, and hopefully you understand it. There's your 1, 4, 5 up on top. C is 1. The fourth chord in the scale of C is the F chord. The 5 chord is the G chord. All right, what if I was in the key of G? What's the 4 chord?
C.
C. What's the 5 chord?
G.
D. Okay, simple. Look down the bottom. Primary chords in the key of C are the 1, 4, 5, or 5, 7. Secondary chords in that key are D minor, the 2 chord, E minor, the 3rd chord, playing the C scale. That's what I'm doing. You're playing with triads. Okay, the 6th chord is a minor chord, comes out, and the 7th is a half diminished. It's the 7th chord in that. So we're going to use a circle of fifths from the left hand to help us to do all this. Knowing primary and secondary chords will help you to figure out your left hand chords, what to play over here, all right? And when you're faking a song, do you know what you do? You play the bass and chord together. Don't try to alternate or do any fancy left hand stuff. If you were playing organ, you'd hit one button and play the easy button, and it plays the whole chord on a Lowry organ, all right? And that's what they used to do, all right? We play bass and chord together, it comes out the same way. All right, use of neighbor in passing tones. Anybody tell me what a neighbor tone and a passing tone is?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Donna.
A neighbor tone is next door,
Next door, right next to it, usually half step.
and a passing tone is like it leads you into the next
That's right.
chord,
Now,
or the next note.
I'm gonna play just the right hand, I guess. You Are My Sunshine. The first two notes, it's an F chord, is C and F. C and F are in the chord, aren't they? The next note is a G, and it goes to A. So the three notes, C, F, and A, are in the chord. So which one's the passing tone?
G.
What's that?
G.
G.
Yeah.
You got it?
The G in the middle, yeah.
Stay with me.
It's a neighbor tone.
Okay, that was a neighbor tone. Da, da, da. What was the neighbor tone?
A flat.
Yeah, or G sharp, one or the other. Yeah, either A flat or G sharp. Everybody got it? Passing tone, the C. The G's passing tone. Okay, da da da. That was a neighbor tone. No, it's part of the chord, so it wasn't. Okay. How do you know which chord goes with which melody note? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I use this to date. If I'm trying to fake a song and I don't have any music and I don't have anything, I'll try this system out. For example, if the note is a C, you need to know that the chords that contain the note C. So you got the C chord, you got the F chord, you got the A minor chord, you got the F minor chord, not written here, C minor chord, not written, A flat. I think that's all of them. Everybody understand what I said, what I'm doing here? So if I go to the next note, which is a D, all right? Now you're on the D and you got a G chord. The D's in the G chord, the D's in the D minor, it's in a D major, it's in a D7, it's in E7, it's in the B flat. Whoa. So this means when you're playing and you go to try a chord, when you get into more difficult music, we're just doing simple stuff. With more difficult music, you tried. If you don't get it with one chord, try another chord. Are you with me on this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. I'm moving along a little bit, because we got a lot to accomplish this morning. All right. I'm not going to go through the F and the G. They all have the same thing, and I've missed a couple of them down here. If I knew that beforehand, I haven't done these workshops in probably 3 years. All right, so forgive me. Use the easy button when putting both hands together. Yours probably doesn't say that. Does it say that on there?
Bass and chord.
What's that? It said bass and chord. Yeah, I must have an old one here. All right, using bass and chord when putting both hands together. And after you have learned to fake the song, play by ear, then you can add a rhythm style, alternating or any kind of a bass run or whatever you want to do. Did I skip anything with your handout or no? No, okay, except that one thing. All right, now, who has trouble faking a song?
Yeah, but
Yes, Donna.
I was just going to say that this is such a nice graph, but it also, were you going to get to the fact of how you can find your key signature using your circle of fifths on your, like, if
Left hand.
you go up above C and then you got one sharp and then two
Oh,
sharp.
yeah, sure. What she pointed out, and she's absolutely right, I guess I'm assuming they know that. When you're to C, there's no sharps or flats. When you go to key of G, which I said before, look at it, right there, it's got one sharp. When you go to D, it's got two sharps. You go to A, it's got three sharps. I just assumed everybody knew that, but that's okay. All
The
right.
circle of fifths is so wonderful, it's fidelity.
I know, and the same thing with the flats.
And
One
then also-
flat on, yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
and then also the sharps, like F sharp, then you go up to fifth and you got F sharp.
C sharp, that's right, you go up a fifth and it's got that, all right? Then you go from C sharp to G sharp and that goes up a fifth.
And then going down
Down the same
backwards on
thing,
the
that's
circle of
right.
fifths.
C to F, one flat, B flat, and then you go down a fifth from B flat to E flat. You know how many years it's been since I did this? I forgot that point. Very good.
I was a school teacher, so it's been a long
A
time.
plus, Donna. Now, do you have trouble faking a song? Did you say?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Can you come up and have a little seat here, please? Please, come on.
No, I'm good at it.
No, are you good at it? No, you're not.
I'm
Get up here, you told me. You already told me, and I invited
You
you to
know,
this. Yes, you did.
See?
What?
Yeah,
Yes, you did.
yeah.
Yes, she did. Oh, yeah, she started on C. Da, da, go ahead. Okay, stop. All right. The second note was incorrect. Okay, go ahead. No, that's why I played again. See, it was a neighbor tone, wasn't it, right? She played the wrong neighbor tone. Now, the next chord, what chord is that? F.
I try to do the more.
Go to change the chord. Okay. Your left hand, hold it down so that you can hear the left hand, all right? Hold it down until the chord changes. Okay, try it again. Okay, keep going. Guess what? It was D, not D sharp or E flat. You were right to begin with. I was wrong, and I'm not afraid to admit it, right? Okay.
So, I mean, what, you mean my pet? Oh.
You were right. You were
I
right. I
always
was
say it
wrong.
wrong,
Okay,
okay.
I don't know why I heard it the other way, all right? I got a hell of a cold that I caught Wednesday, and I just, my ears are plugged
So,
up and
just
everything
so I know
else.
for the
Just
future,
the
is
drum.
it
Was that good?
Oh, that was awesome.
You did it.
Was that good? Okay. What do you mean you tell me you can't fake a song? We just got you to do it. In record time, wasn't it? Anybody else have trouble faking?
No, and then the next part is you start playing the left hand something.
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm
This is-
ready to sit down now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you can sit down.
You're ready to be
We're done,
excused,
we're
is
done,
that what it is?
we're done.
Before we get to book
Give her a
two.
nice round of applause.
Now you know what it's like being a student.
Anybody else want to try this? Yes, no? These left-hand ideas are from my popular music ideas that I wrote in the 60s. And I graduated from college and I had, in theory and composition, I figured out how to do a lot of stuff to the left hand. So I gave it to my students. Remember what I said at lunch the other day? We had 400 accordion students. We had like 20 accordion teachers. I mean, you know, it was incredible. It was absolutely incredible. We had meetings once a month. I wrote my own exercise stuff that I took everybody's ideas and I took the fluff that was put in all these books and left it out. And I put the real deal together, all right? So you weren't just practicing Hannon all the time. Now, so that's where I came up. This is from my first 3 books of my popular music ideas. I extracted some of the left hand. Do I have a part 2 on this? Yes. Do I have one on left hand Latin stuff? Yes. If they invite me back next year, will I do it? Yes. All right? Okay. Good. All right. So these are the different combinations, and I'm going to go right to them. First one. This is how we missed the boat. What do you mean how we missed the boat? We missed the boat because accordion teachers across the United States said, I'm not going to teach this Elvis Presley and all the stuff they're doing on the guitars. It's all, we're going to hell. It's in a basket. It's awful. Awful, these kind of rhythms and kind of stuff. The most beautiful music that was ever written by the Beatles. Come on. But anyway, they wouldn't accept it. They should have accepted. Of course, I wrote all this. I wrote all the rhythms down. I said, if we're going to stay in the accordion business, we better do this kind of stuff. All right? All right. Now, am I not plugged in?
I don't believe so.
Oh, that's my problem here. Can somebody help me
Oh,
a little
sure.
bit?
Oh, my.
You gotta grab it up from over there
Yeah.
because it's
And I have an artificial knee, so that's the way it is.
okay. No, I need to have somebody help me plug this in. Okay, thank you.
You have to
Oh,
lick
sorry,
it
I-
up.
No matter which one you want. Left, right?
Either one. It'll work with either one.
Okay, be more.
Roland did such a fabulous job that down there, when you plug in, it'll work with one single chord, 2 single chords, 1 Y chord, 2 Y chords. It's incredible what they did. They were. Next one, variation. Notice I do bass and then I do chord to bass, all right? You know, I don't have, hold it 1 second. Because I will be, can somebody grab me the folder? It's right in front, it says, so I'm gonna do a little example on the next one, all right? Okay, just change it around a little bit. Next example we're gonna go to, Blue Moon. Nice, all right? Beautiful style back then. All right, right on to Ray. And so forth, okay? All right, Look of Love. These are the exact rhythm styles that came out during the period. Same rhythm style on the recording. Next one, Aquarius, all right? Remember that, Ralph?
Fix that in there.
Nice, 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 nice. Bass and chord together. If you learn anything today, learn that we should be comping changes in our left hand like they play the piano, like this. That's the way they play today. They don't play stride piano anymore. They don't play that way anymore. They haven't played that since the 1920s, all right? So why should we continue? And look at what it says here. Bridge of any song, you can play that way. It is great, all right? Let's go to... Perfect. Bridge of any song. Can you change the rhythms? Of course you can. Now at this point, I'm going to go down to play one of these others. Nice, huh? Beautiful. It works. And also Impossible Dream works. Wonderful. You with me? Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm moving, gang. Root and fifth. When you play polkas and you play marches, does that work? Sure it works. Instead of playing root and fifth, the C and the G above it is the fifth, right? If it's a G chord, you play G and D. If it's an F chord, you play F and C. Notice how great alternating the left hand sounded after I was playing a variation. When I got to the bridge, I did it just the opposite. I did root and fifth in the beginning. When I got to the bridge, I did alternating, all right? How about a little bit of march here? Okay. My problem is I've been playing it like this since the 60s. This is what I played. This is how I played on acoustic accordion in the 60s. So now I have so much, there's so many different ones that I have to try to remember in my head not to do something that's not on your paper here. That's my problem, all right? Okay, we're gonna go right on to another setup of fifths, and that's your B. It's 3B that we're on, and this is dotted, quarter, and eighth. And I love this song here. We're gonna do a little spinning wheel, right? All right, how about doing it straight? It's okay. Right down to letter C, and now we're going to do a little bit. Some of the pages you have are not right. Only the second measure is right, is correct, and that's the fifth. The rest of them, forget about it. It's been incorrect, and I just noticed that I made up some of the sheets for the other class, but I didn't have enough to go around for you folks. But just pay attention to that one. Raised ninth chord. Beautiful. Beautiful. If you go to Don Durundo's class, he's going into all this stuff, which is absolutely great. All right, now.
Then we have to leave you right now.
Oh, no.
Never
That's
mind.
true, that's right. Then you wouldn't have been here because this is going on now. All right, we're gonna go right on to fifths again. Yes?
Do you have any DVDs that you produce?
Not yet. I'll leave it that way. Not yet. It's a good thing I should get into, but you know, between conducting my digital orchestra, teaching 25 of the students a month, and selling accordions, rolling all over the United States, I don't have much time left.
Cut your sleep time down to 2 hours.
That's what we're doing here.
That's right. That's exactly right what we're doing here.
What's sleep? Yeah.
All right, the top one says fifths again. This is for Irish and Scottish music. Notice the left hand, it says to use tenor shift. I change the rhythm too. I play whole notes with the beginning, and then when I get to that part, I play quarter notes. You got to change things around in the left hand. Yes?
You did say, notice that it says use something shift. Maybe we have a different.
Tenor shift.
Tenor. It's the one above the master in the
I
left
see it
hand,
there.
okay?
That mean we had a
All
different
right.
one.
At the end, you can do, that's a grace note above the D to go back. I think Palmer Hughes does this in their fourth book. All right.
Right.
Yes.
This root and fifth can also work on minor stuff.
On what?
The minor stuff, because you're skipping the flatted thirds.
Of course, that's right. You're right about that. You're right. It'll work for minor stuff.
Yeah.
Did that? I think that question came up the other day or something. All right. Next is grace note in the left hand on the across from the bass above. I'm not playing with Sear. I'm doing it for another song, for spinning wheel. All right. But I'm going to go right on to. I just wrote this arrangement for my granddaughter, and I played it in E flat for years, or B flat rather, and and I changed it. The key was a little too tough for us, so I put it in C for us. So and I just went back to play it in B flat, and I've been playing it in C for the last couple of weeks. All right, let's go right on to another one in the left hand. Isn't that nice, that grace note? I caught a lot of artists doing that, playing that here, using that, which is fine.
It helps me to know what you meant here by putting the underscore underneath the counter bases.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
and that's what you're playing, so that's why I
Okay,
wrote it.
all right. Number 4. This came out when these songs were popular, all right? Example, we're on number 5 rather, not 4. I'm reading 4 here because that's what I have to press is 4, all right? All right, I programmed everything in I'm going to do here on the accordion. All right. Nice. That was the perfect background. Near you. Same thing, if you remember that song too. Sentimental Journey. I could use this part for the bridge of Canadian Sunset, but I never had this one. Okay. We down to bass connectors. This was done in Palmer Hughes' books. They called them bass exercises. Like G7 to C, all right? Okay, or, all right? So, let me do, and so forth, okay? On to the next one, which is Release Me. I faked the melody because I'm moving too fast for myself. All right. The next one is really my favorite of this whole group here, and this is for summertime. Same thing over again. Beautiful in the left hand. That's a beautiful walking bass there, walking tight bass, all right? Left hand scale or chromatic motion for a combination of both. This is very good. This is the secret sometimes when you see people going down chromatically or scale-wise in their left hand. And what they're doing is they figured out by looking at the chords in a song that they can match the left hand and go down, scale-wise motion, or even go up, go down, or in a scale, or a chromatic, or a combination of both. Now, this right here, notice, first chord, root, I'm on number 10. Next is the fifth of the chord, root of the chord, fifth of the chord, root of the chord, fifth of the chord, root, root. It follows a pattern. Sometimes it doesn't work that way. It could be the third of the chord, it could be something else, right? Isn't that pretty in the left hand? I think everybody knows this song. Is that nice? Beautiful. sounds great and it's easy to do, all right? A little bit of red-nosed reindeer, all right, where we at? Back to 11. You see what I'm doing?
Yeah.
The bridge, I did this, top changes, right? And then when I got to this part, that's what I just showed you, moving the left hand with the right hand and scale, right? So I'm trying to incorporate some of these things in there. All right, this is what you've been waiting for, walking bass, all right? We're finally, oh my God, look at the time. We're finally here. All right, walking bass is a very simple thing to do. If you want to walk on major chords, you play C, C, B, A, G. If it's F, right? If it's G, all right? You're only playing, going down the scale. That's all you're doing. If you want to do sevenths, you're using the B flat. Right? Okay, so simple, easy. Let me go right into that and I am trying to play oversimplified it because I want you to be able to do it. All right? None of us are going to play like the two that finished the program last night. And that was off the cuff. I mean, that's just, we're never going to play that. They're young and they had both had fantastic teachers, but never. But why can't we take what we have now and make the most of it? All right? And that's what I'm trying to accomplish. That's why I'm still teaching, because I love teaching. All right. So we did that. I'm going to wrap this up by doing a combination here, and I'm going to go into maybe I'll only do one here. I'm going to try to use as much stuff as I talked about. Now I'm going to go right into the bridge. Together in the left. Triplets in the left hand. And now, whoa. Walking bass, baby. Okay? You got it? Okay. Unfortunately, I'm running out of time here. I don't know what to do now.
We can take this home and do something with it, though.
What's that?
We can take
Yes, we
this
can do
home
stuff
and
with
we can
Oh,
take
yeah.
it home and
Oh,
do something.
Well, anyway, let me end with this.
Everything's running late as we go.
Okay, but you're blank.
Yeah.
And, you see this performed here, and I don't know why, but I didn't see it performed at all. This type of thing that I'm going to do right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to left hand. All right, let me see. Wait 1 second, I gotta shut it off because I'm in another program here. All right, sorry about that. I'm gonna do twist and jug. And twist and jug has some of the backgrounds and things that I did years ago for the accordion, all right? And that's what I'm gonna do. I've got this. Now I'm gonna get the right hand, the setup that I want for the right hand. And I'm gonna call on a clarinet. Perfect, all right? And then I'm gonna go to the song list here. I'm gonna go to twist and jug, and I'm ready to play, all right? This last year in competition. And God, Kevin Friedrich gave her 100. When you play along with this stuff, you gotta know what to do and how to do it, when to bring it in. And what sound to bring. Last year. Copying. I'm copying the rhythm of the recording. We're almost done. Next part, she scat sings. I'm not going to do it.